Today we're doing a handover video for the Lunar Venus 590 6 berth. In the front locker we've got room for 2 gas bottles. Now this is set up on propane, so that's the red bottles, and the fitment here is reverse thread, so when you put this onto the bottle, just remember it's reverse to what you'd normally tighten and loosen nuts, etc. You do need a spanner, and it's just a quick nip up, and then once you've got that connected onto the bottle, you can literally just turn the gas on the top of the bottle. As I say, there is room for 2 bottles in there. We're on the Alco chassis, so we've got the Alco AKS 3004 hitch head. And then moving on to the off side of the Caravan, we've got the vent for the Truma heating system, so you don't need to do anything with that. Our water inlet, so we drop our water pump into our rack roll, and then it's literally just push this straight in, and that will then, when we turn the pump on, supply the water into the Caravan. There is an external shower point which you can buy the adapters to put an external shower on if required, and then you can put water filters in the top here if it was required that you wanted to drink the water, etc. Our 240 or 230 volt electric hookup just plugs straight into the side here, and then we've got room for roughly 110 amp leisure battery. Just in the bottom below where the electric is for the key switch for the motor mover, this has had a motor mover fitted on, so again when you actually come to collect this we will show you that. Towards the rear we've then got the outlets for our wastewater, so all of our kitchen, shower and bathroom sink wastewater will come out of here. We've then got our cassette toilet, so to fill up the flush water for the cassette we put water and pink chemical into this one, and then for the actual cassette is just at the bottom here, and then there's a little blue handle that just lifts up and this comes straight out. To actually empty this we fold the nozzle out, remove the cap cover, and there's a little air valve at the back there that we just press that in and that will let everything back out. Again, just always make sure that the actual cassette toilet inside the little trapdoor is closed fully before we try and remove the cassette. I'll show you that inside afterwards. So when we come inside of the Caravan we've got our main control panel just above the door, so we've got our main on and off. We've then got our internal lighting, we've got our awning light, so that puts the awning light on the outside, and then we've got our tap, so this will put the water pump on, so when we open our taps up that will allow the water to come in. Now because it's winter at the moment, before we put this tap symbol on, there's a couple of things that we just need to do. We have drained the Caravan down previously, so we just need to close all the taps. So when we drain the Caravan down, we'll leave the taps in the open position, so we need to pop those back down. Same in the bathroom, and then also same with the shower, so we just want to close all those taps so we know that no water is going to be going in through the system that way. Just underneath of this front seat we've then got our yellow drain off valve, so that is the main drain off valve, so when that's in the upright position as it is now, that will drain the system. We open all the taps up and that will then fully drain the water system for you. If we drop that down flat now, that is ready to fill the system back up. So before putting that water pump back on, we just need to make sure that's down, all of our taps are shut, and we can then put our little tap symbol above the door on, and that will put our water pump on and fill the system back through for us. Just over to the right hand side underneath this seat we've then got our power supply unit, so we've got all of our individual little fuses and that will tell us what these are. We've got our 230 volt trip switches, so this is our main breaker and then our individual little trip switches, and then at the top here we've got our heater mains electric power setting. So in a minute when I show you the heating setting, we need to make sure that this button is indicated with a little orange light on, and that puts the power through to our heating system to allow us to use that. If that's not on, it will just get a warning on the electric system on the heating, and it'll say that we've got no power basically because that isn't on. The next one along is our charger unit. So when we're just on 230 volt and we've got no battery, or we want to charge the battery up, we can pop that one on. We pretty much leave that one on constantly. You don't really need to take that off at any point, in all fairness. You can leave the heating one on, but again, if you're not using it, it's probably as advisable just to knock it off. But we tend to leave that on, in all fairness. And then there is a main shut off button, so again, over the winter, if you've got your battery connected, you can just pop that button on and that will shut the system down, so it shouldn't use any 12 volt power when that's in the off position. So just above the door, we've now got our tap symbol, so we can put that on, and that will now put the water pump on, and we can get the Caravan filled with water and open the tap on the cold first, and this will start to draw the water through the system. And again, the cold, within 30 seconds that will start to come through. Now on the hot, there's a hot water tank that's underneath of that seat, and that is around about 10 litres of water it will hold. And it's going to take a good 5 minutes of coughing and spluttering like this to get that water tank full of water. Once we stop coughing and spluttering and we go to a nice steady flow, once we've got a nice steady flow of water, we know our hot water tank is now full of water, and we need to do that on the bathroom tap and also on the shower tap, and that just gets all the water through the system, all the air out of the system, and we know that that is now ready to use on our hot water. And again, we need to make sure that we've got all of that water through before we put our hot water heating on, either on gas or electric, or we could just do damage to the boiler itself. Moving on to the heating system now, we've then got the main control panel above the door with our trimmer on. Now, the little orange switch that we've got underneath of that seat, you'll see that we've got a little plug symbol on here. Now, if that orange light isn't illuminated, we won't get that little plug symbol to say that we've got the 230 volt mains connection coming through to the heating system. So if we're going to use it on mains, just always make sure that that is lit up. We've then got our internal heat setting. So we've either got our internal heat setting. If we use the wheel at the bottom to toggle along, we've got our hot water setting. We've then got our power setting, so gas or electric, and then with our heating we've got a fan, which again we'll come to afterwards. So if we set our internal temperature, we click it once and at the moment it says off. We can now set the temperature to the desired temperature that we want that set to, and that is literally it. Now that will work on whichever power setting that we've got set up. Our hot water, again, we need to make sure, as I say, we've got the water through the system before we put this on. And again, we've got an eco, which is a low power setting, normal hot water, so just a normal hot setting, and then we've got a boost setting. Now this will put all of the power through to the hot water for about 30 minutes, and just put everything onto that hot water and just get that water heated quicker. So if you had come in and you hadn't had the hot water on and you wanted to shower, you wanted hot water, that will just heat that water up a little bit quicker for you. 9 times out of 10 we'll run that just on hot, just on the normal setting, as it will just then keep heating the water up on the thermostat. We've then got our power settings, so we've got electric 1, electric 2, so it's like a low power electric, a higher power electric. We've got a mix of 2, so a mix of gas and electric, a lower setting of gas and electric, and then we've got our gas just on its own. I think we're a little bit low on gas, so we get our little warning light. So if I put that back onto electric, our little warning light then should go off. We'll then get a flashing lights above just to tell us that our heating system is actually on and working. The next setting along is our fan. So if we've got our heating on and we wanted to have the blown air heating then coming through the vents, we've got an eco setting, which again is low, a high setting, and then again a boost, so that will then put the blown air onto the maximum setting. So again, you can just set that then to how you want that for your comfort level. We have also got a little feature. If I turn off our hot water, I turn off our heating, we have also got another little setting then on the fan, which if we come all the way through with everything off and we press our fan, we've then got off, we've got vent. So if it was a hot day and we just wanted some cool air blowing around the caravan, instead of being off, we can go on to vent. You'll see the little circular symbol at the top, and then we can go from 1 to 10, and that will just literally put the fan on its own with no heating, no hot water, and that will just blow cool air around the caravan and just cool you down. And again, if you don't want that on, you can just come back to the off and then back to the original screen. Onto our gas system then. Now if you want to use the gas, normally it's easier to get the gas through the system on the hobs. So everything will work a little bit easier if you want to use our gas. So we can literally just get the gas through on our hobs. Again, it will take about 30 seconds just to bleed the gas through the pipe work, but this means then that our fridge, our heating system, we won't get the error coming up saying that it's not lit up on the gas. It will just light up a little bit quicker. We've got our dual grill and oven in one, so if we move the dial over to the right hand side, that should put our grill at the top on. Leave that in a second. And then if I turn that back off and I come round to the left hand side, we've then got our oven setting, and again we can light that up, and then our temperature, we can just set that to where we want that to. And as you can see, everything then starts to light up a little bit quicker on the gas system. Again, our fridge, we have got the electric, but I'll go to the gas first. So if I swing this round to the gas symbol, and then to light it up, we literally hold in the thermostat valve, turn it up to the highest setting, and then we'll hit our igniter. Now if you're quiet and you're listening, you can normally hear the little igniter ticking, just so that you know that the igniter is working. And then once we've got the gas through, you'll normally hear the gas roar up, but over on this left hand side we've got the little indicator that then goes up into the green. We'll leave this held in for about 30 seconds on the gas valve, and then as we release it, we just want to make sure that, that little red line stays up in the green. And again, you should be able, if you're listening, you should be able to hear the gas actually burning away then too. If we were going to travel with the car and you've got the 13 pins on the car wired in, when you're travelling, you'll just pop this onto the battery symbol, and that will just keep the fridge cool. It won't freeze it down, but it will just keep it cool. And then our mains electric, again, is just the plug symbol, and again we can then set the temperature of how cold we want the fridge to be just on the right hand side here. Again, once we've finished with it and we just want to turn it off, it's just back to the top. We've then got our microwave system. So this is again an eco microwave, so to wake the microwave up we have to press the eco button, and that will then turn the microwave on. We've got all of our different settings, and then a quick start one just on the right hand side that will just put it on for 30 seconds. Again, our stop, and then our button to open it, etc. We've got individual lights throughout the caravan, so again, once we've turned our light switches on above the door, our little light switches then, and again we've got the little alcove lighting, Lights above, again these have to be on above the door for these to work, and then our little spotlights, and again once we've got our switch above the door those will come on. Got our little spotlights, and then at the rear again we've got another overhead light, and then we've got our little spotlights, and again just on the side of them we've got the little button that presses in, and again the bottom bunk bed exactly the same. And then in our bathroom we've got a pull cord, and that will put our lights on, and again just make sure that the actual switch on the light itself is on for the main one. While we're in the bathroom we've got our cassette toilet. Now down on the left hand side we've got a little window that at the moment is green. Now when the toilet needs emptying that will go to red. To flush the water through the cassette we just literally pump that through, and then to open it and let everything through we just push the bar over. Now what I was saying when we were outside about taking the cassette out and making sure that the little trapdoor to let everything through is closed, just pull that to the front of the Caravan, that will close the little trapdoor, and then that cassette will always come out nice and easily for you. We have also fitted a motor move to this van, so again when you come to collect the Caravan we will show you how to work that and how that all operates. If there is anything that you get stuck with or you're not too sure about how to use, if you just give us a call, and again we can just run through that back with you on the phone. Thanks, I'm Mark at the Caravan Place.